Welcome to the Daily Ag Newsmaker interview here today. I'm Lori Boyer, and I am joined by several guests, but I'm going to introduce first off Lloyd Graham. He is the Belonging and Engagement Manager with the National FFA Association, and we're going to start off the conversation here today talking about a new program, and then he's going to introduce our additional guests, and we'll talk about their experiences and them being a part of this program. Lloyd, welcome to the show. Tell me more about the program.
Hi, Lori. Thanks so much for having me in National FFA and our participants in the Chapter Connect program. So the Chapter Connect program is a super exciting experience that connects different chapters across the country with each other in a lot of different ways. So we connect people based off of demographics, community type, program type to essentially build authentic relationships with one another and then also learn, engage, and grow together. And that happens before National Convention, during National Convention, and afterwards. One really great aspect of the program is also that we provide each chapter with financial assistance so that they can attend National Convention. And for some, it is the factor that determines whether or not they can actually attend National Convention. So that's really great. And so with us today, we have Jordan FFA. Tyler from there, and then we have Westwood FFA. Jordan is in North Carolina, and then Westwood FFA is in Arizona. There's 32 different chapters that are a part of the program. Each one is partnered together with a different chapter. And so they'll talk about who their respective partners are.
How did this idea come about?
Ooh, good question. So it evolved over time. At National Convention, there's been a lot of different experiences where we want people to engage about and across differences. And for a long time, it's been through different sessions and experiences. It's been really great and impactful and transformative, but it's within this very short window of time that they have at convention. And so in order to make that even more transformative, we wanted to kind of extend and sustain that relationship. And so Chapter Connect kind of was built from that to allow chapters to connect before convention. So they got a feel for each other, got to know each other a little bit, and then they actually met in person at convention. But the goal being to continue that relationship after convention. And even this year, we added a project component that will allow them to stay connected even after convention to create some mutually beneficial experience that allows them to continue to grow and build that relationship and not just revolve it around convention.
How many chapters are participating?
This year we have 32 chapters participating, 30 of which are new and then 2 of which are from last year.
And then one more question. So when we say chapters, is it individuals within the chapter that are participating, or is it a chapter as a whole that participate?
It's kind of dependent upon the chapter. Typically, it's the chapter as a whole, but some chapters will just kind of have their officers maybe participate. And a lot of times that's because the officers are the active members of the chapter. But it is open to any and all. Now, as you can imagine, not every member of a chapter could potentially make it to convention.
Right.
But a good bit of the experience is virtual. So that doesn't present a barrier typically.
I am glad to have a few participants on here to talk about this specifically.
So my name is Tyler D'Angelo. I'm one of 4 agriculture teachers at Jordan High School, and we're based in Durham, North Carolina. We're a pretty urban agriculture program. I've been teaching here for 5 years to 8 years total. And really our program, I think, is really unique compared to the agriculture program that I went to. I graduated high school over 15 years ago, and the member experience even today and the type of students that we have in our agriculture program is so much different than what I was used to growing up in high school. I grew up in Florida and moved to North Carolina in 2019, and I've been here ever since.
And what made you decide to get involved in this Connect program?
So actually, funny enough, we applied last year and didn't get accepted, and the kids really wanted to be a part of this program because they found a lot of value in learning from other experiences from other chapters. Obviously, we have a very unique setup in our program. Being such a large urban agriculture program, our kids were really excited about the opportunity to meet with other members and to engage with them. I think for them specifically, there's really a lot of value in learning from others, right? I mean, FFA is so diverse and programs look very different in so many different communities that I think there's a lot of value from learning from participating in this program and learning from others.
So your chapter is participating as a whole.
Yeah, I was going to say, actually, last night we had our first meeting. We're partnered with the White Swan FFA chapter in Washington State. I had some students join who are not even technically a part of the Connect program. They just really wanted to learn about this other chapter and to be in part of the meeting last night. And so it was really, really cool how all of the kids have come together, and it's more than just a few select kids. It's starting to turn into a whole chapter program. So
what did you do during the meeting? Tell me more about those conversations and what the goal was.
Yeah, so our first meeting, really our goal is to start trying to have students think about what are some commonalities, what are some of our differences, and why do these commonalities and differences matter, right? Like, so again, trying to understand the member experience. That's something that we really talked about in our meeting. Our first meeting was really trying to understand what do we care about, right? What do we see as commonalities or opportunities for improvement in our FFA program, right? Because if we're seeing an opportunity for growth in our program and you see that same opportunity in your program, then that's a shared experience that I think is really worth trying to explore and hopefully develop a project or a resource through participating in this program.
Tyler, what would be an example?
So one of the things the students talked about last night was they talked a lot about providing opportunities for SAEs for students, right? National FFA has the SAE for All initiative. And it's sometimes that initiative is fantastic, right? We want students to have all of the amazing SAE opportunities that are out there. And it's sometimes really challenging to get students involved in SAE for All and really have that initiative. So that was one thing that was kind of a shared experience last night was how do we get more students or every student to not just have an SAE, but how can we make them quality SAE experiences?
Yeah, I was able to attend their meeting last night. It was a really great meeting. Kudos to you, Tyler. I didn't get to tell you, but y'all did a great job facilitating it. One of the other things that the students brought up, both chapters brought up, was recruitment and kind of retention of their students. And so that was great to see them realize that they have different chapters, different environments. The White Swan chapter is smaller, and so they consider Jordan to be huge, but Jordan is in an area where they're not the biggest, so they're like, oh, we're not really that big. But the reality that they have different chapters, but are still kind of coming up against this battle of recruitment was nice to see them kind of like united in that.
Let me go ahead and first off, have you introduce yourselves. Tell me your name so I can address you correctly.
My name is Lila Williamson. I am Westwood's chapter president.
I am Manuel Mota, and I am the chapter vice president.
All right. Well, thank you both for being a part of the show here today. And just whoever wants to answer, where is Westwood FFA?
Westwood FFA is located in Mesa, Arizona.
Okay. All right. And then who are you paired up with?
Spring Gardens. Spring Gardens, the name.
I just know we were paired up with Alabama.
And so what made your chapter decide to participate in this program?
We wanted to connect more with other chapters and see how the other chapters in different states were run compared to us, because we're located more in the city. So it's cool to see other chapters and how they're run, how different, like their different programs they have in it and all of that.
What are you looking for as far as maybe doing that networking and comparing some of that, maybe a specific example of what you're looking to compare with regard to how your chapter is ran versus the Piedmont, Alabama chapter?
What would be mostly what we'll be looking for is how much they connect as a chapter. Because I know from what we know is some chapters have a good connection, just not fully. And we want to expand how much we know for our chapter and for our members to have more more events, more knowledge of FFA.
So if I'm hearing you right, more connection within your own chapter, trying to
Yes,
get more of your members engaged and participating. Am I hearing that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Lloyd, there's a lot of individualized engagement going on between the partner chapters. How are you monitoring those goals that you have overall, and how are they fitting into what you're tracking to make sure the program is working how you envision it to be?
Right. Yeah. That's a great question. We have assessment that we do throughout the experience. This is the second year of the program. And so even from last year to this year, based off of that assessment that was done, we were able to make some really great changes. So for instance, the project that I mentioned before, we implemented that just because we got a lot of feedback that though there was really great impactful engagement that happened at convention, there wasn't much outside of that pulled them together outside of them just wanting to do that on their own. So that project allows them to maintain that connection. We also have a Chapter Connect hotel block this year where they'll be able to stay together in the same space. And we have about, I want to say 22 chapters that have elected to be a part of that experience of the 32. Whereas last year they kind of got their own hotel, so they were scattered throughout the city, but now they're right at the convention center and they'll be able to engage in that capacity. There's also some service learning that we've implemented more intentionally this year. And so we have a National Days of Service experience that most of the chapter, or all of the chapters, but most of the students in each chapter that attend convention will be able to participate in, just to have an added experience for relationship building around serving the community too.
What a great program. I know there's other questions and other points that we could talk about here today, but we do have to call it a show. I want to thank you, Lloyd, for putting this interview together. Lloyd Graham.
Thank you.
He's a belonging engagement manager with National FFA, and also joining me here today, Westwood FFA from Mesa, Arizona, and Jordan FFA from North Carolina. Thank you all for being a part of the show here today. I'm Lori Boyer.